First one, so go ahead and take a seat and I might have to make a few adjustments. But...
Perfect. And you've got my better side as well. I don't like that side, so winning.
Should I look at you or the
You're
camera?
looking at me the entire time.
Cool.
My name is Victor Hofer, and I'm from France.
My name is Annika Greer, and I am from Prince Edward Island, Canada.
My name is Janne Koski. I'm from Pori, Finland.
My name is Björgvin Karl Guðmundsson, and I'm from Iceland.
My name is Manon Ganes. I come from Belgium.
My name is Luka Djukic, and I'm from Serbia.
My name is Laura Horvat, and I'm from Budapest, Hungary.
I am Colter Mertens. I am from Southeast Iowa, United States.
My name is Andreas Åberg, and I'm from Norway.
My name is Guilherme Malheiros, and I'm from Brazil.
My name is Daniel. I'm from Spain.
I am Maddie Sturt, and I am from Australia.
It's not just barbells and sweat. It's pain. It's pressure. It's purpose. Every rep, every sprint, every second. It's a battle against your body and your mind. These athletes push through failure, exhaustion, and doubt daily, because in this sport, there are no shortcuts. This is where strength meets strategy, where mental toughness is just as heavy as the weight on the bar, and only the fiercest rise.
Obey traffic laws, be alert, and use voice commands while driving.
Damn, you hear that, Jackson?
I don't know if I trust that.
Anu, where are we at?
All right, here we go. Venue, Grand Park Sports Complex.
The guys from Belgium already arrived last night, right?
Yeah, so the venue people that are here, they've already been laying out some of the flooring to be able to build on top of it. And now we're going in to do our thing.
Apparently, so I guess
I saw like running shoes. Ultra Dream DNA.
Yeah. Oh, it's comfortable. If we're working.
Oh, good day.
Hey man, where are we right now?
Dude, freaking Indianapolis, baby.
Here somewhere.
Well, basically there's 88 feet of turf showing. So 4 foot in, 1, 2, 3. This is basically the end of the lane.
Right. I'm just excited to see this come to life.
Yeah.
This is the warm-up area, so.
Yeah.
We were just talking about like setting up the warm-up area as event specific as we can.
Yeah.
So like echo bikes into sled, that type of stuff. But I'm gonna help as much as I can. I'm about to start unloading rubber mats.
Yeah.
So just
Helping
contribute
out.
wherever they need me and
Love it.
make sure the floor is laid out appropriately.
I'm going to preface this with, I never expected to get a call about the World Fitness Project. So when Jackson did eventually reach out via Instagram, it was such an exciting day. Like I was like, I'd heard so much about it. People were talking about what it could be and the potential for this to be the next big thing in competitive fitness. And I knew that I wanted to have some part to play, especially knowing that it was very much world coverage. It was a tour stop format, which meant we could travel all over the globe and the points would add up. It gave us a full season and I found that so unbelievably exciting.
Yeah, man, I mean, getting that invitation from the World Fitness Project to be a part of it was definitely something that was super exciting. I mean, I definitely want to be a part of this, and it sounds like it's just going to be something that everyone's really excited about, and to be a part of it and see the people behind the brand and how amazing everyone is. It's just so exciting to finally get this first one kicked off.
They're structured is also very exciting because we haven't seen that kind of structure before, like the point system, and we have like 3 stops. Hopefully in the future there is going to be more stops to it. So, and I think it's very great that they're bringing the last event like to Europe. So I think that's very cool.
Basically today we're building out the whole rig structure and floating it up like this. And then tomorrow the guys will come in, put in all the lights, all of the audio equipment, LED stuff. Yep. And then we'll pull it up all the way to the ceiling.
Yeah, that's sick. Nice.
39 total points of
attachment.
Being part of this league right from the start is something truly special because you feel like you've actually grown something from the ground up. You know, we all came together, we were all asked our ideas, our thoughts. It was very much a collaborative effort coming into Tour Stop #1, accepting opinions from all around the world and how we do it differently. And I think that's something really exciting. And when we turned up at Indianapolis, seeing it all play out in action was something really, really special. The venue had 2 majorly cool pluses. One was the size and scale of the athlete warm-up area. I have never seen anything like that in my entire career. There was so much space and it was so comfortable. It was indoors, it was climate controlled, and it was right next to the actual floor of play. So it was super easy to transition from one to another. There was a full-sized rig, all the kit you could ever have possibly imagined or hoped for, thanks to Rogue. The other part of it was from the production side. So Hannu and the broadcast team had come up with a full lighting plan. Now, to the naked eye, I think that maybe you don't appreciate the work that goes into designing a lighting structure like that. But I can tell you it is a huge amount of thought process and execution. That lighting rig had to be designed, built, and raised before any of the other work could continue on. And when the athletes did their runouts with the smoke and the corresponding graphics, where the athletes said their own name in their own way, in their own mother tongue, like that is something so special that I've not seen in any other sport. When we first opened up those doors and walked onto that turf, having seen the designs and the light show plans and like the camera plan, all we were thinking is like, this is our baseline. This is our very first event and it looks like this, you know? I was in a fairly privileged position leading up to Tour Stop #1, in that I was conducting 40 athlete interviews over the 3 days building up, and I was in the athlete hotel and interacting with them day to day. And I can honestly say I've never had that experience before in any sporting event.
There's some structural stuff where you'll help us explain what the league is, the sport. Then we'll do a little bit of stuff about you and your year so far and what you want out of it.
All right, action.
James Sprague, Liberty Lake, Washington, United States of America.
Normally we go, everyone's very stressed, everyone is very within their own circle, their own selves. But this was not that. This was, you know, smiles, everyone interacting, like people having fun, people excited to see what was going to come up. I think what really helped everyone really settle into the week was the off-site activations. So you had athletes going to their local gyms and interacting with the community and getting involved in workouts. We had that incredible car activation where they met up with athletes from a totally different sport and interacted and engaged, chatted to them about stuff like nutrition and their training regimes. The coolest thing that I saw, especially as an employee of a business, when I entered the arena on the final day, was that Jackson Terry, Will Morad, and Saxon Panchek were all there making sure the branding was on the railing. I saw them carrying stacks and stacks of chairs for the VIP sections that were running around the outside of the arena. And they were in the thick of things with their volunteers and their workforce, willing to get their hands dirty. And I think that says so much about a company. You know, when you've got the top exec C-suite level in the thick of things alongside their people, you know you're working with some good ones.
What's going in there?
Got some David Mars going in, some stickers.
Who are those bags for?
So for our fitness projects, and then also me.
What? My impact match.
Damn, I don't think I've ever seen an unbuilt rower. Oh, and is that a bike?
It's a bike.
Oh my goodness.
Just as painful to be on as it is to put together.
I can see it.
Yeah.
This won't budge for sure. What's going on here, Roger?
Packing up all the ergs.
Let's go. Concept 2.
Concept 2, all the ergs is here. Ski, road, bike.
Yeah.
Got some volunteers.
A lot of them.
So in terms of athlete storylines, and this is where it gets a little bit juicy, we wanted to know, off the back of the Rogue Invitational, will Jeff Adler and Laura Horvath still retain the success that we've seen from the last few competitions of them, especially since we didn't see them compete at the last CrossFit Games. So all eyes were on those two for sure. Then you had the boys, James Sprague, Dallin Pepper, Jason Hopper. You know, all those guys coming together, all the banter online. This is like what I'd call like a soft storyline, but these are three incredible athletes. You've got two podium finishers from last year's CrossFit Games, and they're on the floor together in the same heats. Yeah, I wanted to see how that was going to play out. And then you've got Austin Hatfield. He just won the Mayhem Classic. There has been a lot of momentum building around this athlete, and now he was on a floor that is a full field of the best in the world. So is he going to hold his own? Time will tell on that one. And then if we were to look at the challenger field, Colton Mertens and Jorge Fernandez, for me, it was like those two, you know that they would have wanted to be considered for a pro card. So how are they going to use this opportunity to collect points and potentially boost themselves up into that conversation come the end of the year? And this was their starting point. Then you also had Lucy Campbell. Off the back of winning Wadapalooza, she was seemingly in the form of her life, especially after such a drastic injury has kept her on the sidelines for the last couple of years. So now it's not just Wadapalooza. It's Lucy Campbell in one of the deepest women's fields that we have ever seen outside of the CrossFit Games. And she is fit and she is firing. And we were very excited to see if that momentum would carry on through into the World Fitness Project. And then you had Emma Lawson. After placing second in the 2022 CrossFit Games, we did see her compete in 2024. However, with everything that happened, we probably didn't see her at her best. And now she's back on the competition floor with a renewed sense of self. Her training's been going great. And we were excited to see one of the best athletes in the sport back to it, working hard, and hopefully pushing for that podium. We were super excited to see what the youngsters were going to do at the World Fitness Project. You had Tudor Magda and Ty Jenkins out of the boys 16 to 17-year-old division from a couple of years ago in the Challenger division. And then up in the pro division, Olivia Kerstetter was back for the first time on a stage this big since the 2023 CrossFit Games. And for Emma Lawson, not dissimilar, taking second in 2023. 2024 was a difficult year, and now she was back in amongst the thick of the action in one of the deepest fields the women's division has ever seen. It was going to be epic. For me, the weekend began with interviewing every single pro athlete in the field. And that was a lot of conversation, and I learned a lot of things. First and foremost, Danielle Brandon loves to wear jorts, and she can pull them off. Number two, we sung a lot of Avril Lavigne. Just go and ask Danny Spiegel. She knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, see you later, bye. Yeah, Avril Lavigne, banger.
You know, Super Icelandic just being like,
yeah. And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's okay. Like, save space. Just tell us. Yeah, it's fine. No one's gonna judge you. Yeah. Avril was awesome. Complicated? Ah.
Classic.
Yeah. That was like one of my first concerts. Is my dad actually, like, he'd always promised me that we would go and see Avril Lavigne because I was a huge fan. And we missed her when she was in Colorado. And so he surprised me and like came and pulled me out of school early one day. We drove from Colorado to Salt Lake City to go see her in concert. I got to see her and then he drove me back so I could go to school the next day.
That was born out of the fact that BKG is a bona fide skater boy.
I skateboarded for like 6 years, so I did that as well. So I was either skateboarding or football at that time.
How did I not know that about you?
I was quite good actually.
Yeah.
Not nearly a pro level or anything, but that's a skill. Like if you know how to skateboard, then like this is like so much that you need to be good at skateboarding. It's insane.
And that was before I found out that Roman Krenikov has promised, and I'm going to hold him to it, promised to show us his breakdancing that he did for so many years as a kid before he found the sport.
I was like sport, like because I can do. I did breakdance there. Yeah, in gym. Yeah, in school. Like it's not like gym for.
Yeah.
There is like good floor for breakdance. I always breakdancing there when I was young. Yeah, I never did sport in the school because everyone play basketball or football, soccer, but I'm just stay in a corner and did breakdance and with my cell phone with music. Yeah.
Can you still breakdance?
No, I don't think so. A little bit, but it's too dangerous for me because it's too much muscle, you know.
So long story short, all of these athletes, actually I had an opportunity to learn so much more about them and delve into their backgrounds in a way that I hadn't before. And I think that set us up really well to understanding how to interact with them when it came to speaking to them on the competition floor.
The team busted their ass to make this come to life, and now we're watching it. So I couldn't be more happy, more proud to be a part of this.
Yeah, dude, it's so cool just to see the ideas that we had come to life and, you know, make happen. We couldn't have done it without the whole team we've had here. It's really cool.
Well, for us back here, it's nice to have kind of a long event to start things off, just to get in the rhythm of everything. New team this year, a lot of experience, but all coming together to do this, so it's nice. As far as the athletes go, we're on the first heat of the pro women, and I can't believe it's the first heat of the pro women. I mean, the talent in this field is just incredible. Yeah, I was really happy with the desk show this morning. Obviously, Annie, Ketchen, and Seth, first time doing that, but they did incredible. And I think getting off to a good start is nice, but it's even encouraging of where we can build to from here.
Do you think people underestimate the stuff going on behind the scenes to put on an event?
Actually, my dad's here today, and he was just talking to me. He's like, it's incredible how many different people are doing different things back there to just make what we see on the screen happen.
Pro 1 workout opened with the longest time domain we were going to see all weekend. It's 600 meters of running, 6 ring muscle-ups, and 6 snatches, 5 rounds for time.
So for me, it's like I approach it as a muscle-up snatch workout, actually, and use the recovery as running, because I feel like the snatch and the muscle-ups is so explosive, so your heart, there's like nowhere or no place in the workout to actually get your heart rate down. It was just keep spiking all the rounds. So kind of try to not go out way too fast on the first run.
You know, when you see a workout like this, it's going to really suit a select few. James Sprague, Jelle Hoster, Chandler Smith, Jeff Adler. On women's side, you know Amy Kringle's going to be good at this. Emma Lawson's going to be good at this. Danielle Brandon will have something to say. So when we get into the thick of things, you can almost, you think, write the story of how it's going to go.
Making her way back in for her.
The conversations I've had with the athletes is that they're finally feeling like they're pro athletes, they're excited. The general tone is light-hearted and fun. I have no doubt that has changed now live competition has started, but it gets you excited to be on the floor, and these ladies are absolutely crushing it. This whole concept of challenger versus pro, these challengers are so hungry to take whatever points they can, and they're thinking about it in terms of years, getting their pro card, not maybe this time, but a few years down the line, and that makes me super excited for the progression of the sport. It's really cool.
What was most interesting was actually that mid-rate snatch caused more issues than you thought it was going to overall. I mean, athletes were really having to pace and attack that with a strategy that perhaps wasn't the one they went out the gates with. But what we did know is out of the first heat, Colton Mertens set the time to beat, and it was a sub 17. that magical time that Will Morad thought would be potentially a time to win it. Little did he know how fast these athletes were, especially when Jeff Adler in the final heat came back in such an unbelievable way. The athlete that probably surprised the most people was the eventual second place finisher, Fee Sagafi. Fee was in the second heat. She wasn't necessarily racing others around her in the same way that the top heat was, and she pulled off an incredible time to open her account. She had qualified through the Challenger division, so she wasn't there on a pro card. And let me tell you, she laid down a marker. Keep your eye on this girl, because next year, she's going to be back as a pro.
And I think the athletes really like this workout. Check out that live stream.
Looks like our athletes are almost to the turnaround.
People are hustling on that run. On the first run, it's like, probably came out a little hot, 4-minute mile pace.
Everybody's pretty threatening. This is a games field or like a rogue field. It's the same. We were saying in the locker room, like a workout like this in most competitions, I'd be gunning for a top 5, top 3. And you're like, oh yeah, if you finish top 10 in this workout, it's actually not a bad finish given what the field is.
Pro 2, handstand walking, heavy sandbag cleans. This is where we started to see the overall leaderboard start to take shape.
So workout number 2 is, for me, the worst workout of the weekend. I think, unluckily for me, I have to approach it with an all-out sprint type workout because that's how some others are gonna take it, but I wish I could take my time.
Finalises her last 2 sandbag cleans and finishes in 7:16. Under 8 minutes ahead of Annika Bria.
It's pretty sweet out here. It's huge. There's so much going on. We have our athletes, we'll have our families here, all here to watch just us and all the pros too. And it's really cool.
Come in and do a live show and like be as nearly flawless as all 3 of them have been. So I've been super impressed with the way they've been able to handle the live show. In terms of the competition stuff, what I've enjoyed the most, production value's been outstanding so far. Everything looks good. It's the small details, the presentation, to having like all the lane assignments and who's leading on the screen as well. But even the presentation in the arena, like the cool thing with the lighting and the athletes introducing all themselves, I think has been absolutely outstanding. So like, I couldn't ask for anything better for the first tour event for the WFP.
Broad jumps, lunges, shuttle runs. Seven total more. 7 more.
Guys, first of all, thank you so much for coming out today. We love LRX Sweat Club. We love World Fitness Project. It's been a pleasure just to see everybody out here having a good time. Who was here yesterday by show of hands? How was the experience? Awesome, wasn't it? Yeah, it's incredible. The team members that have put together World Fitness Project over the past 7 to 8 months We worked our butt off, and we've added team members every single week, it seems like, and it's been super cool to see the overflow of support from the community, and also just the team members coming together and working hard to carry this out. And we just are really passionate about community, seeing people come together and just thriving in a new way. And I hope you guys continue to see the overflow of that passion for World Fitness Project and just the community, the greater functional fitness community. Today, as you guys watch the pros, the challengers, the competitors, the people that came out here, I hope that you guys enjoy all the things that are going on today. If you guys have signed up for any other activations, make sure you guys check those out, just bounce around, support the vendors and everything like that. We're gonna have a good time today.
Nice. I mean, you can already see early, but the crowds are starting to come in. We can feel the vibe, there's energy, and yeah, the athletes are going full on. Looking forward to day 2. I'm originally from England. I moved to Spain when I was a kid. I spent a lot of time down under, so a little bit citizen of the world all around the place, hence the twang and the accent. But yeah, loving it to be over here. And I mean, you know, I think that's one of the most important things. The crew you can see comes from all different places, so putting that family together really makes the clock tick.
Pro 3, 6 rounds for time, pull-ups, chest to bar pull-ups, muscle-ups, and increasingly heavy front squats.
Workout 3 is deceptively gassy. It is a strength event as well. So actually, unless you are solid on the front squats and you have really good both leg strength and leg endurance, because you come back to those front squats pretty quickly after the gymnastics, you need to use the gymnastics as a way to sort of break up the time between the squats. And so for that reason, I would break up every element of the gymnastics and then hold on for dear life for the front squats.
Already you go, well, this has one man's name written all over it. Colton Mertens, and didn't he deliver? He went out there, I mean, obviously seeing this as very much a wheelhouse workout, but wanting to prove that he should have been given a pro card in the first place. He had such a ferocity to his workout that he finished 1 second faster than the next nearest, which was Austin Hatfield, who had won the final heat of the day. Now, I think that says, A, that Colton's not here to just take part. He's here to do some damage and to prove his worth. But B, that he might actually be a nuisance to the wider pro field as we go through the course of this competition.
Athletes as Colton Mertens. 100 points up for grabs. He wants to take all of it. Oh, just so easy. 7 minutes, are you kidding? Colton Mertens, 7:04.
Probably a story that didn't quite make the same type of headlines was the involvement of James Sprague in the top 3 of that workout. So Jeff Adler, Austin Hatfield, and James Sprague were all battling in that final heat. For James, finishing 4th in that workout overall is a huge win. He's had all sorts of issues over the past couple of years in competition on workouts that look just like this. So for him, that kind of personal development outweighed any sort of finish. The interesting thing about the women in Pro 3 was that the strongest contenders in this workout all came from separate heats. So at no point were they actually battling against one another, which I think says a lot in itself in terms of how far the athletes had to push. Fisa Gaffey, she was in the mix. Once again, bouncing off that 2nd place finish in the workouts prior, she was on a roll. Another one that had come through the competition, through the Challenger division, but was ready to let the pros know what was up. The overall winner, Annika Greer, and that was a huge performance from the Canadian. Annika's always been this almost girl, and you have got to feel for her because she has the most insane consistency, but year after year, she's just almost made it to the CrossFit Games. She's just almost got through semi-finals. It's just been this ongoing torment for this incredibly talented young athlete. After Pro 3, you would be forgiven for thinking that maybe Alex Gazan was not in the thicker battle. She'd had a really tough opening day, but having spoken to Justin Kotler, her coach, we knew that that was going to be a bit of damage control. And actually, probably what you didn't know was at the start of day number 2, that was almost like the start of her competition. That was where she knew that she had the opportunity to rack up some serious points. And boy, did she get to work. Immediately in Pro 3, she was battling with the top end. She closes out that workout and put herself nicely in the top 10 and in contention to start building towards a potential podium battle. This was the start of Alex Gazan's weekend.
Stick to the plan. Then something on my shoulder said, let's catch Noah Olsen.
Okay.
Went unbroken in the last gym, and that got it in the last squat cleans.
Yes.
But yeah, all the shots you don't take, you miss, so.
It's cool, sometimes it's surreal to be on the floor, be very focused on the moment, present with what's going on with you, your judge, not get wrapped up in the crowd and life outside of all of this. And I felt like I was very much in my lane doing my thing, aware of the rep schemes, aware of my pacing, aware of when I was gonna turn it on and who I was racing. So that doesn't always happen, but it's cool when you have those moments.
It's been great. Athletes are very open to discussions. We've not really had any like major injuries or anything, but the setup we have here in terms of like medical response and stuff, it's just phenomenal. We have like an actual bay here. There's treatment bays. We've got, you know, a physician with us. I mean, we have a real deal medical facility. Not every event's created the same. There's different budgets. There's different playing fields and different number of athletes, different level of competition, but yes, the standard that we provide, it's there. And you know, I've said this 1,000 times before and I'll keep saying it. We don't really have sides or camps or communities or anything. We're here for a job. We're serving that job and we're gonna do it to the best of our ability wherever we're at. So we're just thankful and grateful to be a part of this.
Pro 4A, a jerk, a max jerk. This is such a specific movement. I don't actually think half of the field had tested this for a really, really long time prior to its announcement. It's precision under the bar, massive explosion. It is the ability to mentally not get overwhelmed by the amount of weight that is flying above your head and whether you're going to catch it. Now, there is always one man you are going to look to when you see a max lift on the docket, and it's Tolo Maracanio. He is unbelievable with a barbell, and this was very much his moment to shine.
4:15, ladies and gentlemen.
It was done in really interesting conditions, completely different to what we've seen before. Athletes spotlit from above, the entire arena blacked out. It was intense, it was a pressure cooker. It was all eyes on the athletes out on the floor doing their thing. And those who excelled, well, they excelled in the most spectacular of fashions. Especially, in fact, one man really standing out outside of Tola and Guy Malijeros. And we are so used to seeing Guy do strongly in lifting events as well. But the third place finisher, Austin Hatfield.
I'm Austin Hatfield. I'm from Beckley, West Virginia in the U.S. I found fitness through like just wanting to be a better competitor. I wanted to be, you know, stronger, faster, be in better shape. I'm still so new to the sport, like, you know, learning from every competition I go to. Even these past ones, you know, like learning what works best for me, leading up to it, and just, you know, have fun doing it. When Will called, it was pretty surreal. I was not expecting the call, you know. I knew there was probably only 1 or 2 spots left. Didn't really think I was going to get one. Probably, I had actually talked to Will at Wodapalooza, and he was asking me if I was going to do the online part to be a challenger, and I told him I probably would. And then to get the phone call was pretty cool. So I think he might have been messing with me a little bit.
Do you know why that's scary? It's scary because he also finished in the top 3 on the endurance event. We are only seeing the early stages of Austin Hatfield's development, and already he is impressing in so many different modalities. This guy is a serious contender, not just to take tour stop 1, but to blow the entire tour right open. The other storyline that was emerging out of the Challenger division was that of Jack Farlow. When he got his hands on that barbell, nothing was stopping the lad. He was off. So we're at the halfway point of the competition, and at this stage, it's pretty clear that something's a little bit off with Pat Vellner. He has absolutely nothing to prove in this field of athletes, to us as viewers, or anything else. He's the best of the best for, so many years in the sport of competitive fitness. But he wasn't looking like his usual self. And it was at this stage of the competition where it was becoming quite noticeable that he was not a part of that top 10 and fighting for podiums. But no dramas. Tour stop number 1 is one of 3. He'll go back to the drawing board, he'll get his ducks in a row, and he'll be back fighting in no time. Weightlifting event equals Danielle Spiegel. No woman is better when you talk about getting her hands on a barbell. But what was very exciting as we were seeing the youngster, 18-year-old Olivia Kerstetter, kind of come to form. She'd grown through the competition. She had a great result on day number 1. And now in 4A, she was proving that all over again. A second place finish, a lift of 292 pounds, and second place overall. A great marker in her development as an athlete. And then, look who's back. Alex Gazan, third in the workout, a solid lift overhead, and just building on this momentum shift that we were talking about, putting her and priming her perfectly to push for the podium on day number 3. Of course, that was only one part of the story. Pro 4 had 2 parts to it, an A and a B, and the B was just total system fatigue. It was brilliant. Echo bike sprints and sled push.
And that's when you kind of burn it down. It's gonna be a very short workout, probably less than 3 minutes, probably closer to 2. And it's gonna hurt extremely bad. And if you do it right, you won't be able to walk for a few minutes after. Yeah, it's gonna sting very bad. But the only way to do it is to go out as hot as you can and just try to hold it on.
Emma Tall is going to get the fastest time.
Now, it was this workout where we saw the Brits continue the great consistency over the weekend. They'd both finished mid-pack on the jerk. But as Amy Kringle and Lucy Campbell came into the sleds, they knew they were going to have to just go that little bit harder. Lucy Campbell in particular, a second place finish on the workout, beating out 38 other women to that finish line.
But no one will be stopping Lucy Campbell. Games qualifier and Wadapalooza winner. And it's going to be close. Oh, Emma Tall.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. It's weird, like the last 3 weeks is probably the first time where I felt like a proper professional athlete, like just with the travel and the competitions and stuff like that. I think in the last 2 years, like I didn't feel like I was being resilient. I felt like I was just trying to take it one day at a time. And over the course of that 2-year period, that ended up looking like resilience and that ended up being resilience. But at the time, it didn't feel like it. It felt incredibly vulnerable and incredibly hard. But now I'm, super proud of the effort that I put in every day to make it where I am now.
You guys winning, that's one.
Lucy Campbell! Lucy Campbell!
Lucy
She
Campbell.
Just sprinted across the finish line.
Yeah. She went hard. Impressive.
The whole weekend has been absolutely fantastic. I love just how they're just kind of empowering the space and the athletes, treating them like real professionals. They've gone above and beyond for even just the fan experience, even to everything in the back. I tip my hat, I was really curious to see how this plays out. I was incredibly curious knowing that they're good friends of mine and stuff, and I wanted to have a good splash knowing right now the landscape is possibly maybe a little divisive. And yeah, I think they put out a fantastic product and they're doing it really well. I think it needed a win. Like, I think we can all kind of agree to that. Like, that's a pretty bipartisan take. Like, we want it to rise. Like a tide rises all ships, and I would like the space to rise with the athletes, with the community, with the sport itself. Not just what happens in the gym, but also what happens here on this playing field. And yeah, I think it's a win. You know.
Pro 5, legless rope climbs and yoke carries. This is brilliant because it tested certain things that hadn't been tested before.
So I practiced this a little bit. I did 8 rounds of it. I would say smooth and steady is fast. Do not get tricked into like going out hot, because it's 10 rounds, which is actually 20 rope climbs. So 1 round is pretty fast and you're like, oh, I'm already one round done. But really, like, as soon as you, because I mean, this happened to me at Mayhem, I blew up, and as soon as you lose your legless rope climbs, they are gone and they are not coming back. I'll tell you that from personal experience. So smooth and steady.
Those who did well, that's exactly what they did. James Sprague went back-to-back on event wins. He was so careful with that yoke. He was able to drive a certain amount of speed out of it, but never to the point in which it caught him out.
Take that. Spicy. Great start to the day. We'll take that all day.
On the women's side, again, the silent assassin, Laura Horvath was back, and she was executing flawlessly. This was a pivotal workout in Laura Horvath's weekend. She'd had a tough day 1. She'd made a massive surge for comeback in day number 2, and now she just needed to continue that momentum. And winning this workout was exactly that. It put her into 3rd, which now means we're talking podiums. You wouldn't have said that off the back of pro number 2.
Thank you. Workout number 6 starts on the rower. 3, 2, 1, go. Athlete will row a set number of cows, and then burpee. And then here's the kicker. Dumbbell thruster, and it ends with something even worse. Overhead heavy dumbbell walking lunge. Your arms are tired, your legs are tired. Let's see which athlete can hold it together. This is how I'm gonna approach it, so no spoilers if you're my competitors watching. I would come out a bit more conservative on the rower, and it would like gradually increase like a pyramid. Make the burpees hurt a little bit. The thrusters is where I'm gonna just kind of send it a bit because I feel confident in my overhead walking lunge. So it's control the front half, go ham on the back half. Or I'll abandon ship and start fast. In the middle, go a bit faster, and in the end really fast. It might play out.
We knew as a commentary team, and having spoken to athletes, that it would likely all come down to the final overhead lunges. Now, Austin Hatfield, coming into this event, knew to keep hold of that top position on the leaderboard that he didn't need to win it. But that did not stop him giving absolutely everything. The fight to keep those dumbbells overhead as he crossed the line was nothing shy of phenomenal, and a great statement to make as he claimed his position as the World Fitness Project Tour Stop 1 overall champion. The most difficult athlete to watch in that men's field, it was Jeff Adler. Jeff he had a stumble. And it was amazing how in that workout, one stumble, one retreat with the dumbbells, cost him the best part of 20 places. It was brutal to watch. And those 20 places, it knocked him off the podium. And that is just it. And it's something that's always evolving, we're always learning. That balance of risk versus reward, how much rest to take before those dumbbells go overhead, how hard to push it to keep in touch with your competitors. And it was a tough lesson learned this weekend for Jeff. He'll be back though, and he'll be back in a big way. But the moment very much belonged to Alex Gazan, the girl from Las Vegas out of Underdog Athletics. She fought for every last overhead lunge rep. As she crossed that line, the champion of the World Fitness Project Tall Stop #1, and the first major win of her entire career. If this is our baseline, I think we can be really excited, because this is a team that will take criticism and feedback and mold it into some sort of productive energy to make it better next time out. So this first tall stop literally screams, "We have arrived."